No score early until Briley McGrady puts a charge into one, and that ball is gone. A solo shot to make it 2-0 St. Mary's. Next inning, Cameron Satterfield for Doddridge shoots one through the left side. That would set up this. Kylie Swigger whacks one out to deep left, and it bangs off the fence out there. Two Lady Bulldogs will make it home, and that ties the game 2-2. Lady Devils looking to respond. Addie McGrady lines one into the right center gap. She's trucking for third, and with a pretty graceful slide, makes it in there safely. Doddridge, though, had the last laugh. Tessa Maley gets Briley McGrady to swing through it as the Bulldogs get the road win 7-4.